invite Niraj, founder and managing director from Cygnet.One. Please welcome him on stage with a huge round of applause. Handing over the stage to Niraj.
Thank you so much. And I think there was a brilliant presentations, few of them today. Loved Jigar after a long time. He was brilliant today. So thank you, Jigar, if you are around. I would want to deep dive, and before I start on the topic that I am supposed to talk about today, I just want to deep dive on what Jigar said. Why do we have litigations? Why do we have litigations? Why are the tax authorities, the GST tax authorities coming to our doorsteps? And what is the type of questions they have been asking us in the notices that they are sending? This was a question. I was in Bombay yesterday. Even during this session, I went and met 2 clients. I asked the same question to them. And the answer was that over 90% of the notices that are coming, and I am saying 90%, they mentioned 95%. Over 95% of the notices that are coming there are regarding data. Do you agree? Can you raise your hands if you agree to this statement? Excellent. Why has the government the data with them and we don't have it? We are the creators of that data. We have generated that data. It's our invoices, it's our eBay bills, it's the tax return GST.One that we have filed, it's the 3B we have filed, it's the reconciliation that we have done. Why do we don't have the data and the government is able to ask us the questions on that data? And I think they said I have expertise in this, that, whatever it is. I was meeting so many of the friends whom I have been talking to over last 7 years, and all I have been talking to them is about common sense. Nothing else but common sense. And the point over here is, who stopped us from having the same data with us? Why did we allow the situation wherein government has that data, they are able to collaborate that data, they are able to coordinate among their agencies, and we don't have the basic data? We are responsible for it. Let us accept it. And the interesting conversation we had with some of the largest corporates that I met yesterday and today is that, can we be compliant? Answer is, none of us can be 100% compliant. We can strive to be more and more compliant. We can proceed towards that. We have to work towards it. And the biggest challenge today into this entire compliance ecosystem is non-availability of the data. And I would have spoken the same things again and again. Since morning today, lot of fancy presentations happened. We showed you great amount of technology. We showed you the type of magic that we can do with AI for us. But who will kind of change our mindset? Who will go to the CFO and say that I need a data warehouse wherein I have all this data to respond to the notices in the 2 days they are giving me time? We will have to have that conversation with our CFOs, we will have to have that conversation with our management to be able to do that. And this is the biggest challenge in front of the indirect tax fraternity today, that we need to have systems in place, we need to be in digital in nature by which we are able to have this data. I always say, for all the tax professionals, this is the most golden time for you. The indirect tax professionals were never so much in demand. You are brilliantly in demand. You are also not sitting in a corner and just taking care of some compliance returns once in a month. You are talking to the AR team, you are talking to the AP team, you are talking to the marketing team, you are talking to the sales team, explaining why the credit notes confirmation has to be there. These are the kind of pointers that all of you are talking about. It's a golden time for you. But the most important part is, how would you utilize that golden time? And this is one of the interesting. See, it is for a technology providers like us, it is our business to scare you more. It is our business to tell you these are the 10 different things which are going to come to you. It is our business to let you know if you don't do this, this will happen. If you don't do that, this is going to happen. But most important thing is, I am talking about common sense. You need to have your own data. Nobody can come and ask you that this is the data that we have available for you and you don't have it. And fundamentally, if there is one problem that you solve it X company, you solve it with Y company, or you solve it with any company, or you sell it in-house. But if you are able to solve this problem, then you are into a much better thing. In this golden time, one particular area that you need to take care. You need to take care of today, you need to take care of the future challenges that are going to come in, and at the same time, you need to clear the past mess that has already been created in our organizations. So, all these three things are equally important and we need to focus on all three together. That is why it is a golden time for the tax professionals. Now, we talk about the recent developments into the indirect tax ecosystem in EY. B2C invoicing is coming in. This is something, a pilot project has been started by GSTN. They have invited some top companies and the B2C invoicing is coming into India. It may take 1 year's time, it may take a longer time, I do not know what is the time frame, but it is going to come in. The challenge over here is, it is not going to be a clearance model, it is going to be a reporting model. So, whatever B2C invoicing you have generated, you will have to update it into a portal wherein that data will be auto populated onto your GSTR1 returns. This is something which is going to happen. Now, the complications for you. You will report some data, you will issue some credit notes, some deliveries will not happen, some B2C invoices will get cancelled, and if you do not have the data, your figures and the figures that you have uploaded onto the government portal will not match and you will have lots of challenges reconciling it. Here we are talking about challenges of not being able to reconcile the B2B data, how we are going to reconcile the B2C data. If we do not think through it, we have an advance intimation of a year's time for this to be done. Second challenge is HSN level B2C summary disclosure is also going to come, it has already come in. And when you started reporting HSN level data, and if you do not have the backup data, because in most of the cases, what we see today is, this is the B2B in HSN data, we kind of add the B2C summary data into it, total into it, and use the same HSN classification or a distribution for it. But without going into the detail of this data, we are using the same part of it. ISD mandates, this is something which is already there from 1.4 it is coming in, which is going to be a challenge, and IMS. IMS is something I will little bit talk maybe more detail into the further slides, but it is for me, it is not voluntary, it is mandatory, and it is extremely important that we treat it as mandatory. Now, where are we heading in terms of the compliance challenges? Now, what we are looking at, that the GSTR1 is going to be completely locked, maybe today, maybe 2 years down the line, maybe 4 years down the line. I do not know what the time period is going to be, but it is going to be completely locked. So, whatever data you have uploaded, today what we do is that we generate some invoices, it's get auto populated in GSTR1, then we go to GSTR1, re-upload the entire data, change the entire data, the invoice number gets lost into it. The data which has been uploaded onto the GSTR1 version, whether it is right, wrong, nobody knows. Once that auto population happens, and there is already a conversation which is happening with the IRPs, and Cygnet being one of the IRP, we are privy to it, that an extension of amendment of invoices for a very long period is coming in. So, instead of you going onto the GSTR1 portal and changing or amending it, you will be allowed to amend the e-invoice and it will again get auto populated it. So, the methodology towards locking of GSTR1 has already been initiated. with B2C data coming in and B2C invoicing coming in, this will genuinely happen. Second part is GSTR3B liability locking. With IMS coming in and multiple different issues and products coming in, it is there. I asked a simple question, is that if you do this, if we want to make any changes, how will it happen? Maybe they will provide multiple different ledgers in which on day one we will have to upload the differences or the changes or the amendments that we want to make into this data and make the data. What will happen in future because of this? The authorities will have the right data. They may not have to send the notices to us to get clarification on the data. So these pointers, as and when it happens, are going to be very complex in nature, very complicated in nature, but if we are able to deliver this, if we are able to respond to it, then the changes will make life much easier for us, because the flooding of the notices that is coming in will not happen. The third part is GSTR3B ITC locking. Even this is something which is going to come in. So how do we prepare for it? How do we do it? Is it possible to do it without technology? The answer is no. There is no possibility without using a technology. And I was talking with a large organization today, and I asked them, thousands of crores of notices have already come to you. Even you say a X percentage of it, you are kind of putting it with the GST and GST department to fight against those notices. And a minuscule percentage of that amount you do not even want to invest in terms of using technologies to support your ecosystem. And why do you want to fight the notices when you already have the data generated by you into multifold parts of your system? This is a challenge which is self-inflicted, self-created, and nobody has forced this challenge on us. We have created it. Now, entire GST 3B liability lock-in will come in ITC lock-in will come in, non-editable returns will come in, and we will see the daylight of it in next few years itself. And then interlinked ITR and GST returns will come in. State level balance sheet, start doing it from today if you have not done it, because now the states will fight among themselves in terms of revenue beyond a point. And to justify your stand, to justify your point, this is extremely important. State level balance sheet interlinked, kind of completely reconciled with your balance sheets that you file at the corporate level. These are few of the changes, and I am not trying to say to scare you. I think lot of such comments I have made over the last 7 years, we have seen each one of them actually happening. These are not phantom challenges. These are not impossible things to be sorted out. It's just being aware, trying and walking the same direction to do that. We would invest 100 crore, 150 crore or maybe 200 crore into a SAP implementation, but we will not involve or kind of invest a minuscule of that in implementing the right kind of text technology by which such challenges don't occur to us. This is the challenge which we need to fight among ourselves. We need to work around it and find the right solutions for it. Now we talk about IMS, and the day when we had done 3-4 sessions with the GST and authorities on IMS. One of them we had done in Bombay itself. The first day, and this was a surprise to us, when it came in as a GSP, as a IRP, we did not know that this was coming in. We just came to know when we got a circular, we got a kind of a email that something like a IMS is coming in. Now my first argument and point with the chartered accountant team in-house, and we have a large team of CAs in-house, they said this is voluntary, this is not mandatory. And my argument after listening to the GSTN comment over it is, I said this is mandatory, it's not voluntary. The first reason is, what will happen if I don't take any action? All the invoices will be deemed acceptance and auto kind of populated in my GSTR2B. The flag that will go into that invoices is something of acceptance. There is no differentiation in flag whether it's deemed acceptance or it is acceptance. It's going to be accepted. 3 years, 5 years, 7 years down the line, when the authorities look at that data, they will say these are all the accepted invoice by you. You have accepted those invoices. Today somebody can easily litigate us, okay, these are the kind of, I have not received any PO from you, not received anything. I will generate some invoices in your name and say that you have accepted it. It's a kind of a deemed acceptance, acceptance flag will come in and a litigation will happen, and in that methodology the challenge will come in. You will have to go to the court and say we have not received the good, all the evidence will have to be provided by you. Why do we want to go into such nonsense and such hassles? It's very easy to kind of implement the system today and take care of it. And my only reason for doing and forcing people to do IMS was I will not accept deemed acceptance, or I will not accept government accepting any invoices on my behalf. That's a business owner's decision. That's all I had to say around it. Second challenge kind of comes in is HNSN level B2C summary, and I already talked about earlier how it's going to implicate the B2C invoicing, and when that gets auto populated into the GSTR1, the challenge is you are going to have it. The third thing is ISD is non-voluntary, and very interesting conversations I had with lot of company, and we sometimes in one-to-one interaction we are not even able to kind of say something to them. The first and foremost is, and when I look at it from a technology angle, and I have a simple question, if you are going to do more and more cross charge into the ISD implementation once it becomes mandatory, what will be visible to the tax authorities? That into your ISD registration, most of the invoices that are coming into it are the self invoices, not from somebody else. Now if this is the methodology they are going to get, you are giving them an example or a kind of a motive to send you more notices. As simple as that. If you really do not want those notices, implement ISD in its true spirit and you will benefit it into it. This is again a very critical part, that don't take it lightly, implement it, because this is one area where the states are going to fight the most, and this is the area, maybe it is a very minuscule part of the total input tax credit that you are claiming, but it is an important part because the disputes are going to happen around this area only. So this is one area where you should be talking about. I think everybody from morning evening has talked about automation, and we have talked to you about much automation. My simple take to is implement a automation where your data is available back to you. That's the simple principle that you should know about it. Data is the key. All we have talked about oil silos into it, but data has to be with you to be able to respond to the notice. And if you have any questions, we are around, we can have a conversation around it. Thank you so much. That's all from me today, and thank you so much.